The Department of Justice won't be defending President Donald Trump's executive order that bars refugees and people from 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering the United States. In a letter sent to staff Monday, Acting U.S. Attorney General Sally Yates said she's not convinced defending the order is consistent with the department's responsibilities. Yates also said she's not convinced the executive order is lawful. Yates is serving as Acting Attorney General because the role of Attorney General hasn't been filled. The Senate Judiciary Committee is expected to vote Tuesday on Trump's nominee for the post, Senator Jeff Sessions. If his nomination moves forward, the full Senate will then vote. Former President Barack Obama appointed Yates to the Deputy Attorney General post in 2015, though she has served in the Justice
of Justice not to defend Mr. Trump's executive order on immigration. Now, the order signed on Friday temporarily halts the U.S. refugee program and bans entry to the U.S. from 7 Muslim-majority countries for 90 days. In a statement, the White House says that Yates, an Obama administration appointee, has, quote, betrayed the Department of Justice by refusing to enforce a legal order designed to protect U.S. citizens. Now, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Dana Buente, will serve as acting Attorney General until the Senate confirms President Trump's pick for Attorney General, Senator Jeff Sessions. Joining us now on the phone from the American Center for Law and Justice, Jay Sekulow. Jay, give us your best take on all of this.
Well, I think, first of all, the president was acting well within his authority in firing an acting U.S. attorney who would not comply with federal law. And that federal law was put in place in a lawful order from the president on the issue of refugee status and immigration. She did not have the authority to buck that law, so to speak. She did, and thus the president made the decision as the commander-in-chief and as the chief executive of the United States and terminated her and appointed another acting. So these individuals, unlike the FBI director, serve at the pleasure of the president. This was a lawful order. She had no business doing. And by the way, that lawful order was signed off by the Office of Legal Counsel, both in the White House and the Department of Justice. So she was way out of line, and she's now paid the consequence.
So this was basically a political hit job by an Obama appointee. Now, the president, Donald Trump, said the acting attorney general has betrayed the Department of Justice by refusing to enforce a legal order designed to protect the citizens of the United States. This order was approved as to the form and legality of the Department of Justice Legal Counsel. What does that mean? Can you think of another instance like this where something like this has happened? And it does bring up the issue of the Democrats slow-walking Donald Trump's appointees.
Well, of course, this wouldn't have been an issue if Jeff Sessions would already have been confirmed, which he will be in the next few days. So, number one, this was all politics. But what is outrageous, as an officer of the court, and Sally Yates is an officer of the court, is she did not do her job as the Attorney General, as a lawyer, in defending a policy. She may have disagreed with the policy, but for her to go forward and say, I am not going to defend it on moral grounds, and that's basically what she asserted, is not only illegal in her position, but also is a violation of her own oath of office. So the president was not only correct in terminating her, she had no business doing what she did. It was pure politics. And at the end of the day, the only people that suffer here are the American people, and this nonsense has to stop. These are unelected, entrenched bureaucrats. Unelected, entrenched bureaucrats.
Here's what I want to ask you, though, Jay. All right, so the person that will be taking over the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia is serving in the interim. Now, this person gave a statement, said, I'm honored to serve President Trump in this role until Senator Sessions is confirmed. I will defend and enforce the laws of our country and ensure that our people and our nation are protected. Do you think there was a discussion as to this specific executive order and her interpretation of this?
I'm sure there should have been. I mean, the president has the right, and it may not have been right from the president. It could have been from his legal counsel. It could have been from other offices within the White House. But you have to know that the person you're appointing is going to faithfully execute the laws and defend the Constitution of the United States, period. And this order, I mean, even those that are challenging this order have a real stretch to say it's not constitutional again. Sally Yates, the acting attorney general, could have disagreed with the policy. That does not give her a basis to not move forward with a defendable position on this order, which is clearly not only defendable, but well within the president and historically within the president's purview.
Can you think of any historical precedent, any moment like this?
No, because people are trying to bring up the Watergate situation with Richard Nixon and the termination of the Attorney General and windfire of the special counsel. This is completely different. This is an order, an executive order of the president signed off by OLC, Office of Legal Counsel, and the Attorney General decided not to move forward with this. So that's what you've got here. This is the Attorney General of the United States not doing their job.
You know, and we've talked a lot about the slow walking, Jay, of all of the president's appointees compared to especially Barack Obama back in 2009. Does this not show a certain vulnerability? And by the Democrats playing politics, it creates problems that we didn't anticipate that could be beyond difficult?
I think, Sean, there is no doubt about that. In fact, what this has done is set up a scenario where basically it's lawlessness for a period of time here. You had an executive order. You had the rollout of that executive order. They had the issue with the visas they corrected. And then you have an attorney general saying, well, I don't like it, so I'm not going to enforce it or even attempt to enforce it. Who is the law of the land here? The President of the United States has the authority under this. The Attorney General is supposed to enforce that law. But for the Attorney General to be the law themselves, very dangerous. And I do think the political ramifications of this are really serious.
All right, Jay Sekulow, American Center for Law and Justice. Stay right there. We appreciate it. And we'll have much more on this breaking news story. And coming up, the former Speaker of the House.